Elizabeth shouted at Diana, "Pregnant women don't make public appearances." Diana put her hand on her belly. "This baby will be a compassionate leader in the future. I'm setting an example." She walked out of the palace. The ultimate defiance had begun. The high-risk pregnancy diagnosis had shocked Diana, but when she secretly reviewed the medical records, she found everything normal. "The palace is manipulating me," Diana realized. Medical authority had been turned into a political weapon. When Diana left Buckingham Palace, her determination had grown even stronger. Elizabeth's firm refusal had made her more resolute rather than stopping her. She protectively held the baby in her womb as she got into her car. "James," she called to her driver, "let's go to Kensington. My plans have changed." James saw Diana's determined face in the mirror. "Of course, ma'am." On the way, Diana was thinking. Elizabeth's words echoed in her ears. "You're a royal family member. Personal feelings are a luxury you can't afford." But Diana knew this wasn't right. Actually, showing her personal feelings made her stronger. When she arrived at Kensington, she called Private Secretary Caroline Bartholomew. "Caroline, was there a scheduled charity visit for tomorrow?" Caroline was surprised. "Ma'am, a cancellation order came from the palace. Dr. Pinker's recommendations." Diana was firm. "Caroline, unless I give a cancellation order, plans continue." Caroline was uncomfortable. "But ma'am, the Queen's direct instructions." Diana was gentle but determined. "Caroline, I'm the Princess of Wales. I can make my own decisions." Caroline was worried. "Ma'am, there could be complications." Diana put her hand on her belly. "Caroline, this baby will be a future leader. I'm setting an example. Compassion isn't learned by hiding." That evening, when Charles came home, he found Diana determined but calm. "Diana, I got a phone call from Mother. She said to be very upset." Diana expected this. "Charles, I simply want to help people." Charles was careful. "Diana, maybe we can find a compromise solution." Diana was direct. "What's the compromise, Charles? Half-hearted charity work?" Charles tried, "Maybe smaller events? Less publicity?" Diana was passionate. "Charles, the point isn't publicity. The point is genuine help." Charles was worried. "But Diana, medical concerns?" Diana interrupted. "Medical concerns are fabricated. I checked with an independent doctor. Everything's perfect." Charles realized Diana's determination. The next morning, Diana prepared for the planned charity visit. Beautiful maternity dress, comfortable shoes, protective but purposeful approach. Caroline made a last attempt. "Ma'am, palace security is concerned." Diana was firm. "Security can escort if necessary, but I'm going." Diana arrived at the homeless shelter. The media was surprised by the pregnant princess's appearance. Cameras flashed as Diana calmly walked inside. Inside the shelter, Diana especially connected with pregnant mothers. "I'm pregnant too," she shared with a gentle smile. "We're all in this together." The homeless pregnant woman cried, "Princess, you understand our struggle." Diana put her hand on her belly. "Motherhood is a universal bond. Status doesn't change that." Diana spent hours listening, helping, showing genuine care. The media captured everything. The pregnant princess's compassion in action. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace was in panic mode. The palace press secretary called. "Ma'am, the Queen wants an immediate return." Diana was calm. "I'm finishing my commitment here first." "Ma'am, it's a direct order." Diana was firm. "Order received. I'll return when I'm complete." Elizabeth was furiously pacing at the palace. "She directly defied orders." Elizabeth complained to Philip. Philip agreed. "The girl needs discipline." Elizabeth was cold. "The medical approach didn't work. Let's try public pressure." The palace immediately leaked medical concerns to the media. Headlines appeared. "Royal pregnancy at risk. Doctors worry about princess." Diana saw the propaganda on the evening news. "Charles, the palace started a medical scare campaign." Charles was uncomfortable. "Diana, maybe they have a point." Diana was frustrated. "Charles, do you believe the propaganda too?" Charles was torn. "Diana, I worry about you and the baby." Diana sat next to Charles. Charles, look at me. Do I look unhealthy? Do I seem distressed? Charles had to admit, no, you actually look glowing. Diana, because I'm happy. I have purpose. I'm helping people. Charles was still worried. But if anything happened, Diana put her hand on his. Charles, risk is everywhere. But hiding isn't risk. It's not living. The next day, Diana planned a bigger charity event, Children's Hospital. The palace was making desperate attempts to stop it. Dr. Pinker made a personal visit. Princess, as a medical professional, I strongly advise against public appearances. Diana was direct. Dr. Pinker, what exactly is the medical basis for this advice? Dr. Pinker was evasive. Pregnancy complications can develop? Diana pressed. What complications? What are the specific medical concerns? Dr. Pinker couldn't give concrete answers. Diana realized, Doctor, this isn't medical advice. It's political pressure. Dr. Pinker was defensive. Princess, professional judgment. Diana was firm. Professional judgment conflicts with independent medical review. Dr. Pinker left, frustrated. The palace made a final, desperate move. Pressure through Charles. Elizabeth called Charles. Son, you must control Diana. Charles was uncomfortable. Mother, Diana is very determined. Elizabeth was angry. Determined? Reckless. The future heir is at risk. Charles tried. Mother, maybe a compromise. Elizabeth cut him off. No compromise. Either she obeys or faces consequences. Charles returned home with a heavy heart. Diana, we need a serious conversation. Diana was patient. About what, Charles? Charles struggled. Mother says there will be consequences if you continue. Diana was alert. What kind of consequences? Charles was pained. Possible. Medical intervention. Forced bed rest. Diana was horrified. Forced bed rest? Without medical grounds? Charles was ashamed. With royal physician authority. Diana realized the extent of manipulation. Charles, the palace is trying to make me a prisoner. Charles was guilty. Diana, maybe there's an easier way? Diana was determined. Charles, the easy way is often the wrong way. Diana made her final decision. She was determined to go to the Children's Hospital event tomorrow, whatever the consequences. Charles, I'm going to the Children's Hospital tomorrow. Charles was worried. Diana, palace security might try to stop you. Diana was confident. Let them try. Stopping a pregnant woman helping sick children would be a public relations nightmare for the palace. Diana had realized a brilliant strategy. She would use the power of public sympathy against palace pressure. The next morning, while preparing, Diana looked at herself in the mirror. Little one, she talked to her belly. Today, Mommy teaches the world about real royal duty. Not hiding, but helping. On the morning of February 18th, Diana set off toward Great Ormond Street Hospital. Sitting in the car, she stroked her belly one last time. Today, we're making history, little one. When she arrived at the hospital, crowds had gathered and media were waiting. As Diana got out of the car, her maternity dress sparkled in the sunlight. Princess Diana! Voices rose. Diana walked to the hospital with security escort. Inside, sick children and their families were waiting. The princess has come! Children's voices called. Diana first went to the oncology ward. A little sick girl looked weak in her bed. Hello, sweetheart. Diana sat on the edge of the bed. Princess, you're expecting a baby too, the little girl said with sparkling eyes. Diana smiled. Yes, darling. Will you be a mother someday too? If I get better, the child said innocently. Diana's eyes filled, but she maintained her smile. You will get better. I'm sure of it. For an hour, Diana went from child to child. She listened to each one, played, gave hope. Meanwhile, at the palace, phones were ringing. Ma'am, you must leave the hospital immediately. A palace official. Diana was calm. When I'm finished with the children. Ma'am, this is a direct order. Diana was determined. Order received, but I'll complete my duty first. In the hospital corridors, Diana met a pregnant mother. Princess, I also gave birth to my baby here. It was premature. Diana was interested. How is it now? Good, thank you, but we were very scared. Diana put her hand on the woman's shoulder. Being scared is normal, but we must never lose hope. Diana gave a press conference at the hospital exit. Pregnancy doesn't stop me, it strengthens me. I want this baby to be a compassionate leader. Compassion is learned by example. Cameras flashed, questions rained down. Princess, about the palace concerns? Diana confidently. Pregnancy isn't an illness, it's a miracle. We should share miracles. Medical risks? Diana. The biggest risk is indifference. I choose to care. That evening, news bulletins were filled with Diana's courage. The public supported her. The palace remained silent. When Charles came home, he found Diana tired but proud. Diana, you were incredible today. Diana smiled. Charles, what I learned today is motherhood isn't just for our own child. It's for all children. Charles looked with admiration. Mother doesn't know what to say. Diana stroked her belly. I want the little one to know. Their mother was someone who didn't give up on principles. Weeks later, Diana's pregnancy charity work became tradition. Palace opposition gave up. Public support was overwhelming. When William was born, Diana whispered to him, My little prince, before you were even born, you started making the world a better place. Diana learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes defying authority means serving a higher purpose. Maternal instinct combined with humanitarian mission proved to be an unstoppable force. The palace learned a lesson too. Public opinion is stronger than royal protocol. Diana had changed the rules of royal engagement forever. From that moment forward, pregnant royal women would be seen not as fragile flowers to be protected, but as powerful forces for positive change. Diana's legacy began before William was even born, with one pregnant princess who refused to be silenced.